There's 3 deer right there on the hill. 4. There have been at least 4 or 5 that have crossed the road right here. I'm just watching them, and I think they're trying to get to water, low ground, whatever. There is a skiff of snow showing where I'm at. I'm gonna drive on and let them keep taking advantage of their travel, their transit. Just had to stop because I saw them. I've always had a thing about trains, and I was actually given this a few years ago, and it came from the dollar store. But I was just curious how it worked, so I took the top off, and well, it's not going to work using the compressor. The funny thing is I actually held fingers over all of them, and this one here, if I leave it covered, it still whistles. Leave it uncovered, forgive me. Oops, had my finger. But that one is the only one that really whistles. However, it's just interesting that it's interesting the way it looks. I don't even, those are glued in, so I don't think I can push it out. I was going to cut this even further and see if it's the hole in here that makes it or just here. But yeah, I'm going to get a saw. I think that's the way it came off. Let's test it. There's the one that has to be uncovered. Nope. Nope. These aren't really that deep. But I guess it does take having both having both pieces together. Although it is really, those really aren't that deep. I'm gonna take the saw to this again. For my curiosity, is it worth $1? Yeah. Well, not that deep. I'm gonna get out the caliper and depth gauge. The back of the caliper has this depth gauge. This part of it. A little wind's blowing. So I'm gonna try, see how this does for depth on these. .15 inches on that one. This one is 2.3 inches. This one is 2.44 inches to the cut mark. And this one, which is the one that had to be uncovered, is 1.57 inches. So I guess it does have to be together to work. I should have marked top and bottom, but I think that's actually how it goes with the grain there. Yeah. And let's hold it together and see if we can make it whistle. Well, I guess it will. However, only on that particular chamber with this one over it. It has to be that way, and I don't understand why. Probably because it's not much care taken in making it, so that, or if these were all lined up better, it probably would work the way it was supposed to. But that's my playing with it. You would think that it would be a lot easier if all they had was the half that it is used. Cheaper, easier. But oh well, that's just me playing with the train whistle that really doesn't whistle like it should. And there it is again, the measurement on that, just under 1.6 inches to the cut. Just me playing around. Had to empty the compressor. I thought I'd try to use it. It didn't work the way I had hoped it would. Oh well. I do know they make train whistles that hook up to, right up to the compressor. You can put the fitting on it. But oh well, that was my little experiment. That's today's whatever. I'll probably put this on with the deer one that I did last night. Just a quick footnote. I've been having problems focusing when I zoom. And I blew out the lens area on the camera and it seems to be working better. But happy with that. But just thought I'd point that out. I was kind of upset because I like being able to use my tripod, and this is the only camera I can do that with. Well, only good camera I can do that with. I went out shooting yesterday and didn't put a lot of rounds through. I think 17. Usually there's something to shoot at out there, and there wasn't this time, so I happened to have this chunk of wood in the truck, and so I took it. I was hitting right up and down, either above or below it. I did actually hit it once. There were 2 holes already in the wood there, but let me take this apart, show you where it went through. Probably should have put the tailgate down and done this to begin with, but I didn't. Like I said, there were 2 holes in it there where the washers were. This is where I actually hit it, and I was hitting either just below it or just above it. It's slightly elevated ground. Just kind of a weird target, but I am getting more accurate. Just getting the elevation is what seems to be the problem. I was shooting, this was about 7 to 9 yards, maybe 10 yards, a little further than for the concealed permit. They say you have a hard time justifying any shooting over 20 feet. But this hit a knot on the back. Once again, these 2 were already there, but it hit the knot back here on the back, and it blew the whole back of this apart. But there's the hole going through, and there's where it came out the back. I've actually noticed that my aim is improving when I just go shoot a few rounds rather than putting 50 through. And talking to different people, I haven't learned. I was just taking a closer look here, and well, this is the entry right above that bolt. I don't see any mark on the bolt from the bullet. Maybe right here on the edge, but that's looks like it missed it. This was slightly at an angle from where I was standing. I just had to dig a sliver out of my finger. Not a very big one, but it hurt after playing with this wood. Just a note, this wood is a 2x3, which puts it 3 inches, 2.5 inches tall. And then this is 5.5, maybe 6 inches wide. Not a real big target for 7 to 9 yards. Something that I keep forgetting to do is address a couple of comments. I got another one, so I'm going to do that now. I did a video about not having pain pills, so going to get drunk. And I had somebody say, no, don't do it. It's not worth it. That video was actually more about the fact that because I can't take an NSAID, and every time I take acetaminophen or Tylenol, it feels like my skin's trying to crawl off my body. There isn't an over-the-counter pain medication that I can take. Yes, most pain is from swelling. This, however, started when they put stents in my heart after my heart attack. I don't know how that could be related to swelling. However, if it is, okay. But no, it'd just be nice to have an over-the-counter painkiller that was not either an NSAID or acetaminophen-based Tylenol. The other comment was by the same person. I'm outside, just had a diesel go by, diesel pickup. But the same person made a comment to the picnic video I did, and the color changes and the striations of the ground yet is the history or the prehistory of the area. I am aware of that. On that one, what was kind of what I was trying to make a point about was more the shadow and the light. With full sunlight, your color actually gets washed out. What you see, what your camera sees, everything. But when you have an overcast or a shadow, or, as I've been told by many photographers, the best time to take a picture is when it's light, but the sun hasn't come up or gone, or has already gone down. You have a very short window of when you can get photos without the light washing the color out. And that was kind of it. There were also some really interesting shadows in those striations and the way that the layers had worn on that. That was something to go back and look at if you do. I'm going to toss a few clips together and just put up a quick video. If I can manage to do it, I'm not feeling real well, but if I can manage to do it, Wednesday is the second full moon in the month of January 2018, which makes it a blue moon. However, it is also a lunar eclipse on the 31st in the morning, not in the evening. The full moon, I believe, is actually at about 1300 1 p.m. But the lunar eclipse starts at about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and if I can manage to get up at least for the total eclipse or part of it, I'm going to try to. And I'd like to do a video either Thursday night or preferably Wednesday night, right at sunset with the moonrise, to try to show the contrast and have the moonrise in the without the sun on the red rock from the video I did a few days ago. But for now, that's it. I think I'm going to edit some video and we will go from there. Feel free to share, comment, like, subscribe. I will try to address the comments as I get them. And thanks for watching.